Well, it was in my childhood days. Oh Lord, many long years ago. Now with the Spirit, now of my Savior, I was filled, Lord filled.
Will Emmett Till's accusers and murderers finally be brought to justice in this 1955 case? New information has been released. Hello, my name is Holly, and this is the Murder She Shed, the place we give attention to the dead, right from my she shed. First, before we begin, please place your finger right over that subscribe button because you know you want to hear more rarely discussed true crime cases right from my she shed. The murder of 14-year-old Emmett Till brought nationwide attention to the racial violence and injustice that was prevalent in Mississippi during this time. It is a famous case that I'm sure you have heard of at some time in your life. The odds seem to be stacked against Emmett Till from the start. Emmett Till was born on July 25, 1941, and his family affectionately called him Bobo. When he was just shy of his 4th birthday in 1945, his father, Louis Till, who served in the U.S. Army during World War II, was executed by hanging after being found guilty of rape and murder while stationed in Italy. He was only 23. 2 years later, at the age of 6, Emmett contracted polio, which reportedly left him with a speech impediment. Emmett was raised by his mom and grandmother in Chicago. Emmett was also known for being a practical joker and a sharp dresser. The only photos of him always showed him in a collared shirt and tie, and sometimes wearing a pork pie hat. He was said to be pretty big for his age. He was 5 foot 4 inches and weighed around 150 pounds. Emmett, who was said to have been a kind and fun-loving boy, was visiting his family in the summer of 1955 in Mississippi. Emmett decided to walk to the grocery store, Bryant's Meat Market, with his cousin Curtis and some other local boys to get some candy. The grocery store was operated by Roy and Carolyn Bryant. At the time they got married, Carolyn had dropped out of school. They then moved into the back of this store with their 2 boys who were 2 and 3 years of age at the time. Carolyn would often tend to the store when Roy was out truck driving for his brother's business. About 7:30 p.m., Emmett and around 6 boys and 1 girl from their group walked up and seen other young teens playing with the checkerboard at the front of the store. It's like on the porch. So they joined them and started playing checkers. It is disputed what happened next, but Carolyn told her husband in the court that Emmett came into the store. Emmett, according to Carolyn, asked for 2 cents worth of bubble gum. She handed it to him. He squeezed her hand and said, "How about a date, baby?" She jerked away. According to Carolyn, where there's a break between the counters, she said that Emmett had jumped in front of her there. And when he jumped in front of her, he supposedly grabbed her waist, then said to her, "You needn't be afraid of me, baby. I've been with white girls before." According to a cousin of Emmett's, he had just only heard Emmett whistle at her. Several nights after the incident at the store, Bryant's husband Roy and the half-brother J.W. Milan, who was armed, went to Till's great-uncle's house and abducted Emmett. The great-uncle testified during the murder trial that a person with a voice lighter than a man's identified Emmett from inside a pickup truck, and the abductors then took him away. He believed it to be Carolyn. After the 2 men drove around with Emmett for a while, they took him to an old barn where they beat him. But the details of what they actually did to him in that barn is unclear. Although passersby recounted hearing Emmett scream for help, saying, "Mama, please save me. Please, God, don't do it again." Then, after beating Emmett all night, forced him to load a 74-pound fan into the back of their pickup truck. The men then drove Emmett to the edge of the Tallahassee River, ordered him to remove his clothes, and shot him in the head. Once the child was dead, Bryant and Milan basically hung the fan to his corpse and dropped him into the river. Two young boys found Emmett Till's mutilated and bloated body on August 31st, devastated by the brutal murder and badly disfigured corpse. Emmett's mother, Mamie Till Bradley, held an open casket funeral in Chicago, where thousands gazed in horror at what was left of her son. To show the world the brutality Emmett had suffered, his mother also distributed a photograph of his corpse for publication in newspapers and magazines, and later explained her motivation. "The whole nation had to bear witness to this," she said. This took great courage of Emmett's mother to show this to the world, but she wanted justice to be served. Unfortunately, Roy and his brother would both be acquitted of Emmett's murder, but later would confess in a magazine that they had murdered Emmett. Just a few years ago, Carolyn confessed that she had made up that Emmett had touched her or had said anything to her other than the whistle. Carolyn's last name is now Donham, and she is still alive but said to be in bad health at 88 years of age. Roy and his brother have since passed away. Now a team, including relatives of Emmett's, that were searching a Mississippi courthouse basement for evidence about the lynching of Emmett, has found the 70-year-old unserved warrant charging Carolyn in this case. And you won't believe why this warrant was never served to Carolyn. Because the LaFleur County Sheriff had told reporters that he didn't want to bother the woman since she was the mother of two young children. Are you kidding me? This woman that lied about what happened in this incident still has her children, able to take care of her children, yet Emmett's mom no longer has her son. It's not right. It's certainly not right. Relatives of Emmett now want this warrant served, but an unserved arrest warrant can have a time limit if no new evidence is presented along with them, according to a law professor at the University of Mississippi. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Mississippi declined to comment on the newly discovered warrant. Will this warrant be just the evidence they need to finally bring justice for the murder of 14-year-old Emmett and his family? Interesting. I'll be glad to see what the future holds in this case. Well, guys, thanks for joining me for this very important case. I hope you will hit the subscribe button and come back to visit me at the Murder She Shed. Have a great day. Love y'all. Bye. 25th, 1941, and his family affectionately called him Bobo. Sorry, that's my little Simon. My husband might have started the four-wheeler or something. Grandmother in Chicago. You got to be quiet down there. But he was also said to be a kind, and he's also said to be a calm. Emmett did. Why can't I speak today? Or any day, for that matter. That's how I get all these famous bloopers. Oh, this great speech I'm doing. Emmett, who was said to have been a fun and, to the edge of the Tallahatchie. Distributed a photograph. What the heck was that? There's a bird. There's a loud freaking bird. Because the floor... Are you kidding me? He just hacked, sorry. Interact. Right back in. You're gonna want it right back in. I might as well just stand here. He just wants to see if he hears that four-wheeler.